How's it going, everyone? NeedleMouse here. Now, for those who know me, first of all, hi. How are you doing this wonderful day? But second, they know that I do not like Sonic colors. Like, at all. In fact, I think Sonic colors should be a federal crime. This was a video that I made a little ways back, and while most people didn't want to kill me, there were a lot of people who were shocked at how much I disliked colors. So, it's time to come clean. I actually really like Sonic colors. Like, I love Sonic colors. Not that one, though. That one still sucks ass. Let's see it. Oh, yeah! But first, let's get a little background. Sonic Colors was released in 2010, and it was the first Sonic game in years to get a pretty good score across critic websites, which is absolutely undeserved. Because of this, Sonic team decided to once again reach out to DIMS and make a remake of Sonic Colors for the DS. Alright, I did throw a lot of things at you, so let's rewind a sec. DIMS was first hired to make the Sonic Advance series for the Game Boy Advance in the early 2000s. When that proved to be a massive success, Sega kept them around and had them make handheld Sonic games. And in 2005, DIMS made a little game that you may know. Sonic Rush. When I say that I love this game, it really isn't an understatement. Sonic Rush was one of the most polished and extremely fun games I have ever played. Sonic Rush was one of DIMS's and in part Sega's successes for Sonic ever, performing extremely well. Not only that, but the game would also have the first use of the boost outside of special stages. Yeah, I know, those Sonic Heroes fans are about to start killing me. They're used in the special stages, like... The boost would also be a massive central mechanic of the game and its sequel's Rush Adventure. This gimmick would then find its way into mainline Sonic games with the release of one of the best Sonic games of all time, Sonic Unleashed. These three games, Sonic Unleashed, Sonic Rush, and Sonic Rush Adventure, still remain as the best Sonic games with the boost formula. They really nailed the idea of knowing the levels perfectly and executing perfect inputs to secure an S rank. Because of this major success though, DIMS found themselves being told by Sega to create a remake of Sonic Colors for the DS. And what they did here is nothing short of amazing. They took a game that I and many others see as pretty mediocre and made it phenomenal. Unlike its Wii counterpart, Colors DS not only has more fun level design, a better story, but actually it has fun... Oh god, I'm gonna throw up. It has fun... Okay, it has fun wisps. There, I said it. Now, someone get me Advent. Colors DS is truly, somehow, a massive step up from Colors on Wii. And today, we're going to find out exactly why I think that. Starting off with, of course, the most important part of any game, the gameplay. Let's get to it. Now, to accurately and fairly talk about the game, we should compare Colors DS to its Wii counterpart, as well as the Rush games. Now, Sonic Colors Wii has a load of problems that I go in detail in the aforementioned video. But to summarize it, while the game has an amazing OST and some of the best level environments in Sonic history, it suffers from a lot of issues. Most of the wisps aren't fun in my eyes, and it's only worsened by the fact that this is a 3D game that is actually mostly 2D, and the 2D absolutely sucks. Pile that on top of blocky level design, an atrocious story, and an awful ranking system, and you get yourself a pretty mid-game. There are spots in the game where I genuinely had fun though, but they end way too quickly. Now, Colors DS is a completely different case. Now, you guys may be saying, but NeedleMouse, this game is fully 2D, so how can you like it? Well, see, here's the difference. When going into Colors Wii, I expected a 3D game, but got a mostly 2D one, with awful platforming. When going into Sonic Colors, I expected a 2D game, and I got a 2D game with phenomenal platforming. Alright, I'm going to start with the part I hated the most in the Wii version of the game. That is the wisps. Let's start with the fact that they removed the awful cube wisp, as well as the slow-ass hover, and the really mid spikes that I did not care for at all. Thank God. But on the downsides, they did remove Frenzy, but they made up for it, making all the other wisps fun. Unbelievable, I know, but this is the best incarnation of this gimmick, by far. The already existing whips like Laser and Drill needed nothing to make them better, but they went the extra mile to make other wisps more fun. Take Rocket, for example. It is a lot more fun, making you control how high you go by actually charging it up. It's not automated at all, actually. But then we also have the new wisps, and man, they are fun. Red Burst and Violet Void are amazing. Red Burst is so much fun, as you can once again charge it up, and the more you charge it up, the higher you'll go, and the more damage you'll do to the surrounding enemies. This is raw. The thing is, Wisps now are no longer automated in this game at all. You charging up Rocket or directing Burst adds so many layers and depth to the Wisps that will never be seen again. Because I swear, Sonic Team hates me. And then we have Violet Wisp, which is honestly just as great as Frenzy. Sure, it is a little slow, but Sonic turns into a literal black hole. That's raw as hell. I love this Wisp too. There isn't a singular Wisp I dislike in this D-Make. I don't know how Wisps went from an okay gimmick in Sonic Colors for the Wii and have been made to a really fun one in Sonic Colors for the DS. It baffles me. How did Sonic Team screw up this hard? But as most of you know, another reason I dislike Colors Wii is due to the really dumb ranking system. Ranking system in Sonic games must be difficult to master, but they shouldn't rely on gimmicks. Colors is the latter one. In order to get the S rank and levels, you have to use the Wisps. It forces the player to use them if you want to get a good rank, which is just stupid. But Colors DS does, again, nothing short of phenomenal. The ranking system is difficult. Let's start with that. Just like Unleashed in the Rush games, you have to have a high enough score to get the S rank. And it doesn't rely mostly on Wisp like it does in Sonic Colors Wii. It actually relies on a lot of other things, like ring counts and enemies defeated in quick succession. If that wasn't cool enough, the Wisps are now treated as shortcuts. One of my favorite being at the end of Tropical Resort Act 1, where you can skip this whole flying section by using the Burst Wisp. Speaking of the levels, they are the same amount as the Wii version, and they have all been given a new life. They all have brand new gimmicks, and I think we should once again go over all 7 zones. Starting off with the one and only Tropical Resort. Are you guys impressed with me? I didn't actually make a Sonic Generations joke this time. Tropical Resort was a zone I already loved in Sonic Colors for the Wii, and it's just as good here. The level doesn't have any major changes, but it does have some new gimmicks, like these totems that help you travel downwards and these flowers that move. It's honestly pretty fun. While the Wisps you unlock here is the White Boost Wisp, the next stage's Wisp also comes in great use here. I will also talk about the bosses in each zone, because these are a lot better than the ones in the Wii version. Tropical Resorts being this globe that you see when entering the park, and I honestly think this boss is miles better than the Wii versions, because 1, it's designed better, and 2, it's more fun to play. The same sentiment can be applied to every boss in Colors DS, as they're actually a lot more difficult and a lot more fun. Overall, it's a great intro stage that is just so much fun to play every time. Sweet Mountain got a wonderful makeover too. The brand new Jello and balloon gimmicks are really fun. The level has just been made better. In the Wii version of the game, this is where the blocky platforming and stupid 2D really starts to come in Colors. But Colors DS's platforming is so smooth and amazing, as well as not having gimmicks that randomly stop you in place. And man, the Wisp introduced here is amazing. Like I mentioned before, the Burst Wisp is really fun. The red burst is similar to Bullet in Sonic Superstars, except you can charge it up. The longer you do so, the further you'll go and the more damage you'll do. And when you keep that mentality in mind, the level is an oyster waiting for you to crack it open and explore it. I love my time with this Wisp, so I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I can't believe I'm saying that. I like a Wisp so much. Wow, how far have we come? But the boss in the stage is pretty cool too. It's nothing special, but I enjoyed it once again. Sweet Mountain was a zone I liked in the Wii version of the game, but I love it even more in Colors DS. Starlight Carnival was a zone that was great in concept but pretty mid in execution. The zone looks beautiful and has one of my favorite environments in Sonic history, but the biggest problem comes with its level design. The blocky and awful platforming ramps up and there's way too much auto running. But Colors DS, it's a massive improvement. This zone was unbelievably fun and I enjoyed almost every second of it. There are no auto running sections at all, and yet the stage retains so much of its spectacle. Now, many of you know that I am a massive fan of rail grinding based levels in Sonic games, and this level is actually one of those. The only thing I don't like is the ending bit of Act 2. It's an auto-scroller. Man, if they didn't put this in, this probably would have been my favorite zone in the game though. The boss is absolutely amazing too. It's my second favorite in the game, and it's the first time I actually felt some sort of difficulty in this game. It was fun. Overall, this is a near peak stage in this game. Planet Wisp was a stage I really liked in Colors, and it's one I like in Colors DS, but not as much. It is odd, but this and one other are the only two stages from the game where the Wii version is better. While the level isn't bad at all, it's one singular thing is holding it back. It's Wisp. Planet Wisp gives us the yellow drill, and the drill controls a lot worse than the one it does in the Wii version, due to the D-pad being used instead of just a regular stick, which makes this level just a lot less enjoyable. There are great parts though. While drilling, there's a new obstacle being these carnivorous plants, which I thought were really cool, and the boss of the stage, it was great. A really fun one in my eyes, and it looks sort of like the globe, but acted completely differently, which is how they should have done bosses in the Wii version. Yeah, overall, I liked this stage a lot, but it wasn't as good as the Wii versions. Aquarium Park was a zone I hated in the Wii version. Roll the clip. Aquarium Park is the bane of my existence. I hate this zone with all of my heart. But it's one I like a lot more because of Colors DS. The level is a whole lot more enjoyable. But once again, there are many grind rails around the stage, which makes it a lot more fun. And even the underwater sections are really cool. Grabbing onto the fish to get higher was a really neat gimmick, as well as climbing up water canals. I really enjoyed this zone. Its boss was also pretty cool, utilizing Sonic Stomp to send enemies back at the boss. It was hella fun. Aquarium Park was a zone I did not like at all, but overall, this version is an astronomical improvement over its Wii counterpart. I feel about Asteroid Coaster the same way I do about its Wii version. It is awesome. While I do enjoy the roller coaster gimmick in the 2D version, the console version does it a lot better due to having the ability to actually build 3D levels. An awesome gimmick Colors DS added though were these Tyrannosaurus skulls that will chase you through parts of the level. It's so much fun to run away from them as they're insta-kill. And the Wisp that's added here, it's awesome. The Frenzy was a Wisp I loved in Sonic Colors, and it's unfortunately absent in the DS version. But Dimps made up with it with a brand new Wisp called the Violet Void. This Wisp is just as fun as Frenzy, as Sonic turns into a literal black hole. It's just amazing. Unfortunately, it is slow, but I really enjoy it. And the boss is straight up the best in the game, apart from the final two bosses. It's a better and more fun version of the Starlight Carnival boss, and I loved it, and even got an S rank on it. Overall, Asteroid Coaster is almost as peak as its console version, and it's a stage I love. Unfortunately, this is by far the worst level in the game. Terminal Velocity was a level I really liked in the Wii version of the game, but in this version, it's awful. It's just too quick, and it's not fun at all. I can't even really talk about it, as it's just a rundown as you try to avoid obstacles and go as fast as you can so Eggman doesn't catch up to you. It's a mediocre level. No, in fact, it's awful, and it's really disappointing, as I really like Terminal Velocity in the Wii version. Alright, it's time for the final boss. Now this is the first of the two final bosses in Sonic Colors DS, and it's very similar to the final boss in Sonic Colors Wii. Both are fun as hell and both are enjoyable. The DS boss has this amazing part though, where you mash the hell out of your DS, just like the Sonic Rush games, and it was really fun. But this game is actually cool, because it has a super Sonic final boss. Yeah, I'm sorry, after this game is so much better than Colors on the Wii. The final boss is the mother of all Wisps that was corrupted by Eggman's machines, and the boss is so much fun, especially when you change it to full 3D. Like, yeah, I loved my time with this boss. It's one of the best supersonic bosses in 2D Sonic history, and I really like replaying it. What an amazing final experience for this video game. But yeah, that's everything. Apart from it also having one of the best special stages in Sonic history, and having a great soundtrack, just like its Wii counterpart, I've gone over everything. But how? How is this remake better than the console version of the game? Simple. The better level design, more focused gimmicks, better Wisp, an additional supersonic boss, and a much better story makes this game so much better. Now, you may have noticed that I didn't even talk about the story, and that is, I don't think I need to. Literally anything can clear the Sonic Colors Wii story. And Sonic actually acts like a normal character instead of being whatever the hell he is in the Wii version. Colors on the DS is a game I went in with average expectations that were blown completely out of the water. This game is fun, innovative, and somehow better than Sonic Colors on the Wii. Good job, Dimps. You absolutely killed it here. And I really wish they could come back to make another Sonic game. But anyway, that's it for today's video.
A massive thank you to Amazon Cool, who made this thumbnail. By far one of the most talented people I think I've ever met on this platform. He's actually starting up his own channel very soon, so make sure to subscribe to him because his art is out of this world.
Hope y'all enjoyed it. Have a wonderful day wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you all next time. Ciao!